you suggest that there are some things that President Trump may be doing wrong. For instance, you've said that you're skeptical about his idea, and we heard it again from Reince Priebus, that they're going to come out with a new executive order on the so-called travel ban, and that this new one is going to pass muster with the federal courts. You're skeptical about that.
Well, I'm not so much skeptical. I think they're going to do it, and I think they should do it, because the judiciary, again, is pockmarked with judicial appointees that Democrat presidents have made for years, and they're in there for life. And as we have seen in the first executive order, you know, Chris, his executive order hasn't even been ruled on. The judge in Seattle said, well, the president said during the campaign that he wanted to ban Muslims. And I said, no, it's irrelevant. They're not even using the law to try to stop the president on this. I think what the president has to do, and I was happy to see it, this rally was something that I hoped he would do. And in the rally, he really focused on domestic agenda. Look, here's the thing. Donald Trump has nobody helping him other than the people that voted for him. Obama had the media. Obama had the judiciary. Obama had all kinds of support. At an Obama press conference, a typical question, what enchants you? I mean, Obama was never challenged seriously by the media. Trump doesn't have any of that. He's got to keep his supporters on board. He's got to keep them revved up. So the rally was great. But the thing that will really make all this Russia stuff and all this deep state stuff not take hold is getting to work implementing the repeal of Obamacare, getting to work and really doing tax reform, and getting to work and really shore up our borders, because that is the primary area where people that voted for Trump felt that we were on the way to losing the country. We've even lost the definition of immigration. Immigration today, if you listen to the left, equals anybody who wants to come into the country should be allowed. That's not what immigration is. That's illegal immigration, and we ought to all oppose it. We are all in favor of immigration that determines who gets in, the quantity of people who get in, whether they assimilate or not. Nobody's opposed to that. But immigration has been defined now as people flooding the country who are non-citizens, and that's called immigration according to the culture of the left. And we're just ruining our opportunity to stay together as a people with a common culture.
I want to get to this question. So, Karl, which better describes Donald Trump's first month in office? Chaos or a fine-tuned machine?
I would lean more towards the former than the latter, but let's give him credit. On substance, off to a strong start. Cabinet that's turning out to be impressive, moving ahead with some regulatory changes to Obamacare, Republicans on the Hill beginning to wrangle over what legislation to repeal it, tax reform, again, wrangling, moving it forward.
So why chaos?
Well, because the process, we saw that in the immigration executive order. They don't have a process in place that is collaborative, that puts cabinet secretaries with disagreements over White House policy in front of the president to make their argument. They were rushed. They did it by using congressional staffers who didn't tell their bosses, and as a result, they're going to have a redo. But you know, we got to give him credit. He's moving forward in a lot of ways. Spectacle, boy, off the charts. I mean, early morning tweets, controversies about Meryl Streep's ability to act, and then that blockbuster of a news conference. I mean, the whole purpose of which was to allow him to vent at the media. He looked like Pharaoh with a whip in hand, whipping those slaves, getting them to build the pyramids. I mean, he was unhappy. But what I really worry about is the narrative, and Rush touched on this.